Slurped up, my G's. Hope you guys are doing great. I've got an excellent technique for you today that is really nice, especially in sort of minimal DnB. Let's jump straight into it. Have a little listen to this kind of effect I've got here with my little percussive layer. I can do you another version. I've just gotta get you down to about 174 as well. You can have a little play around 174, maybe point two. Let's have a little go again. Yeah. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about using really off the path timing in your tracks, especially working well in minimal tunes with some sort of percussion or something similar, a sound effect. What I've done here for this one is I've only really got actually 3 or 4 sounds in my track. I've got this, it's just a sort of like a bit of a high end atmosphere. I've got a kick, and then I've got my clicky kind of snare. It's really, really nice, made using the new tape plugin I recently talked about. And then I've got a bass line I've synthesized in Phase Plant recently. So yeah, that's all I've got really. So it's really, really nice and simple. And because there's so much space in the arrangement, I've got the chance to do something really rhythmically weird and different and out of time. It wouldn't really work the same if you had a really busy track with lots of different rhythmical ideas already, like lots of hi-hats and shuffles and that kind of stuff. The reason this kind of out of time percussion sound works well here is because there's enough space in the sort of composition for you to detect, what part of the beat is on time, and then detect this effect which is out of time, and your brain's able to process the two sort of things separately in a way that you can like understand it's supposed to be out of time, and you can enjoy it for that fact. Something that I don't see enough of, particularly in my inner community, my wonderful Discord members in their submissions, or also in some of my students in my lessons. Because when I'm out and I'm listening to drum and bass, I hear more stuff like this that's more fun and great on the dance floor. Especially, I always hear this kind of stuff like going out into clubs like this, when you have these sounds that are really like out of time. And I just don't hear that kind of stuff enough from my community. And maybe some of you guys do it, but I just wanted to like inspire you to like try something like this, because this just sounds so cool. And again, like as I mentioned, it kind of works best when you're doing something like in minimal DnB, where you've got a lot of space to play around with timings, and if like everything was chaotic and out of time, it would sound like a mess. But if like the beat's easy to follow and you do one thing that's like special and intentionally out of time, then that can have a really nice effect, because it kind of gives you this this kind of listening challenge almost while you're sort of raving to it, so let's listen one more time, and then I'll talk about how I made it. It's really easy. As I mentioned, you can like change the timing, and the delay that I've got on here is basically using milliseconds, so having stuff on the grid, that kind of defeats the point. The fact that it's milliseconds, it means that it's completely on its own time signature, doing its own thing. It doesn't care about what the grid says. So there's parts where it feels like it's slowly in time, and then there's parts where it just goes out of time again. And when your brain's trying to work out whether it's in time or not, like when in those little sections where it happens, it's like nice, but then you've got this tension always of when it's like going to get back in time again. So you can do that with different speeds and just find like a kind of vibe that kind of works. Like these slow ones are quite nice as well, because the slower kind of out of time things, a bit like easier to follow, like the rhythm at the same time while you're listening to the beat that's in time. So like a slower one like this is a nice amount as well. And yeah, you could base a whole track around this idea, or you could just have like a section in your track where you like have this part where you mess with the timing, and that's really nice. And so all I did was I just literally took the actual, it's just the snare, that's the sort of clicking, the clicking snare from above really, run through the Echo Boy. And you could use any other delay, that would be great. But the thing with the Echo Boy is it can affect the tone as well and change the sound. So that's why I love it. Because what I've got on this one is, if it wants to play again, oh, I got to switch it back on. All right. What I've got on this one is I've got filters here, so I've taken out a lot of the high end. And I started with a preset, but I've sort of tweaked it. You know, yeah, you have a bunch of different colors here. So yeah, what's good about this sort of DM2 one is it makes this like duller, more dampened version of the sound. So it's almost like you don't really tell that it's actually the snare because it's kind of been dampened and changed so much, you know? So you really kind of feel like it's a different sort of percussive element of the drum kit, you know? But yeah, and then just play with the timing here. As long as it's on the seconds, that's all you really have to do. I've put the wet at 100%. Something fast like that is fun as well. Because the wet's at 100%, the first click won't actually play. You won't hear that. You'll just hear the delays that happen directly after it, you know? But I could also move the position of it. It doesn't have to start exactly where my clicky snare does. I could start it like later. For example, or you know, you could start it over here on this part. It doesn't really matter where you start it. But for me, like honestly, it kind of just sounded great on that first snare, and I kind of still prefer that sort of slower rhythm. I'm sort of around 256 milliseconds or so. That's my sort of favorite vibe, you know, because it's all about creating the vibe through this, you know. Oh, I love that. I love that. It sounds so sick. I just wanted to do this video today as a little piece of inspiration for you. I suggest you try something like this out if you're working on like a minimal track or where you've got enough space in your arrangement to do some creative timing things that just go completely haywire off the grid, but they kind of just sound like a great effect. Yeah, I just wanted to inspire some of you guys to try out this technique, see how you get on. Yeah, let me know in the comments. And also, yeah, not only did I want to inspire you with that, but I also wanted to just show you, like that's just sort of one way that you can do it, with using like the Echo Boy or something similar where you've got a delay where you can use the milliseconds, you know, it's one way you can do it, but there's obviously other ways you can intentionally do stuff that's out of time, you know. It's just something that I haven't really seen many people in my community do, but it's something that I hear when I'm out a lot at drum and bass events, you know? So it's something that you should definitely try out, in my opinion. So leave a comment down below if you end up trying it out and how you get on. Thank you very much for watching as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't as well. It really helps me out, and only about half of you are subscribed. So thank you very much if you're able to do that today. Leave a like as well on the video. And just a couple of things before I go. I have presets available on my website for Vital, Serum, Phase Plant and Current. I do mixing and mastering. You can email me via my email address. That would be helpful. info@artifactmusic.com. That's down below. Also, I have production lessons available one-on-one. You can book in directly on my online calendar. Link down below. And thank you to everyone who's on my Patreon as well. I've had a number of new people join. I really, really appreciate all of you guys. I do my best to get around to all of your messages, but if I don't, then it's just because I'm super busy making content, and that takes up like my whole day sometimes, you know. So thank you very much for everyone on here on Patreon. Come along and join the Discord. We've got loads of people in there giving feedback to each other, helping each other out with their tracks, and great talented producers in there that will help you out as well if you're more of a beginner. So thank you very much, everyone. More from me very soon. Much love.